Hey, buckle up for a new episode of the Victor's Talk, the one and only podcast meant to create awareness about sickle cell, where we talk about the challenges, the experiences, the victories, the lifestyle, and faith of sickle cell warriors. Whether you're a caregiver, family, friends, or advocate, you are sure to pick up tidbits of relatable events and learn when you listen to the Victor's Talk.
Hi everyone, welcome to Warriors Corner. Who is drawing that table? God. Okay, I'm recording this episode outside. First time recording. No, this is not my first time recording a podcast outside. I once recorded a podcast outside. So, if you are listening to this episode for the first time, let me give you a gist of what Warriors Corner is about on the Victor's Talk podcast. Warriors Corner is where I get to talk as a warrior and not as a podcaster who is hosting a sickle cell warrior, a fellow sickle cell warrior, or hosting a guest or hosting a caregiver. So Warriors Corner is just like a podcast, or rather a segment where I just come and I rant, I talk, in that sense. I just rant and talk. So, and there is more of just unscripted, more of unscripted stuff, and that is why you get to hear me saying, okay, we're dragging the table. Alright, so welcome to today's episode. This is the third episode on Warriors Corner. The last episode we had was how I was ranting about how sickle cell is frustrating. It's still frustrating though, but that's not what I want to come and rant about today. On today's episode, what do I want to come and rant about? Okay, a few days ago I was going through my mails, my personal mails rather, and I saw a particular mail that a friend of mine sent to me, and I want to read a part of the mail first. Let me read a part of the mail. Like the mail is about me being a sickle cell warrior in one sense, and it was more of a birthday mail, but the text in the mail, like, they stood out for me. They stood out. Okay, so I'm trying to find the mail. Alright, so in the mail there was, it all started like this. The person was giving me a kind of example and all that, and it started, you're a warrior, Dami, and the deed has been done. I am sure your parents were, let me just hold that place. They were happy that they were getting married. They were happy that love is here, and it is sweet for them until it happened to them the way it happened. They gave birth to you, and you came out in a beautiful way. They saw you and they smiled. They were excited that finally the 9-month-old baby in the womb is out. They saw it. They saw that you came out as a sickle cell warrior. But what can they do? Nothing. That's why I want to stop that mail. Because when I read it, it took my mind to when I had an interview with Abisola. You can check on YouTube my sickle cell journey with Abisola Del Show, and you see there. So I was a part I said when I was sharing my sickle cell story, where I said I hated. Okay, let me say it like this. I used to hate my parents for giving birth to me as a sickle cell warrior. Hello, yeah. I used to hate my parents when they gave birth to me, and I am recording this, I am ranting about this Why? Because I feel that there are some people out there that you are not just a sickle cell warrior in that sense. You might not be a sickle cell warrior, but there might be something in your life that you feel like, oh, your parents is the cause of it, in that sense, like an ailment or hereditary kind of stuffs like that. So you just feel, oh, your parents is the cause of this, and I'm not going to come and give a aspire speech or anything or like that, but I'll just say it's related to me being a sickle cell warrior and me hating my parents. Then, when I used to hate my parents, I still have crisis too. I used to have crisis back to back, like it was becoming depressing, tiring, frustrating. I was getting close to the point of death in that sense, and like it was life-threatening then. And the hatred just came from nowhere, and I'm like, why? Just why? Why will you just think in your head, in your mind of mind that, oh, you want to give birth to a sickle cell child? Why? That was how pained I was, and I was just, there were times I would cry and like, oh, why will you do this? Like, why? So it's always painful for me that just deciding right of heart that you want to. But then I did not really understand that there could be a mistake in lab reports. So there was a mistake, like for one of my parents, according to my parents, that there was a mistake in their genotype results when they went to check their genotype thing, and I just let that one go. How did I stop? How did I heal from hating my parents? I saw my own self in the new life. I saw myself as someone who was born for a purpose, yes, in that sense. I saw myself as someone who has a reason to be alive, who has a reason why, like, there's this, like, okay, this is the reason why you're born, so there's no reason why you have to hate your parents. Because I give myself this analogy: what if they knew and they decided not to marry? I will not be alive. Like, no, sorry, I will not be here. I will not exist in that sense. So I feel everything in this life happens for a reason. Rather, everything in this life happens for a reason. I hated my parents quite alright, but the fact that I am a sickle cell warrior, the fact that I live in pain, the fact that I experience pain, the fact that there might be life-threatening situations for me, the fact that sickle cell is frustrating, the fact that sickle cell is depressing, doesn't mean I have to hate my parents. I just have to live my life. How do I put it? I just have to live my life with someone that has a purpose. Because when I decided to look at myself in the new light, when I decided to look at myself in a different way, then I felt, okay, my life initially is not in these people's hands. They just did what they did. They got married and they gave birth to me. Quite alright, they might not be happy. Yeah, there's definitely times they're not happy. So yes, so that's just it. That's just the rant that I just felt. Let me just put this out. Like, let me just say it. That's what Warriors Corner is. Thank you for listening to today's episode. See you next time. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Before you go, I want you to hear this.
Hey there, did you know checking your genotype costs less than taking care of a sickle cell warrior? Check your genotype today and save a child from pain.